Hello students, this video is in continuation with my previous video on coniferales. In previous video, I explained to you vegetative structure and classification of the order Coniferales. And in this video, I am going to share with you reproduction and economic importance of the order Coniferales. Students, plants in Coniferales are either monoecious or dioecious. Reproductive organs are unisexual cones. The sporophylls are generally arranged in the form of cones, and therefore the common name conifer is given to them. The microsporophyll or male cone are simple and contain many scale-like microsporophylls. Pollen grains may be winged or unwinged. Winged pollen grains are commonly present in Pinus, while unwinged ones are present in Taxodium. They are wind dispersed, means anemophilous type of pollination takes place. The male gamete are non-motile. Students, you can see in this image that plant are monoecious, but male and female cones are produced on the separate branches. Students, conifers form separate male and female reproductive structure called sporangia, usually on the same plant. Heterosporous, they have two kinds of microsporangia. Female sporangia are called megasporangia, and megasporangia are produced over the megasporophyll, which condense to form female cone, while male sporangia are called microsporangia, and they are produced over the microsporophyll, which condense to form male cone. As you can see in these images, first one is female cone, and you can see very clearly that megasporophyll they condense to form female cone, and these megasporophyll bear megasporangium which produce megaspore. While in male cone you can see that microsporophylls they condense to form male cone, and they wear microsporangium which wear pollen grains. In this image you can see male and female cone of Cedrus deodara. Students, most conifers tree have both male and female cone on the same plant. Male cones are small and soft. They produce pollen. Once the pollen is released, male cones shift and die. When the egg is pollinated, a seed develops. And you can see very clearly male and female cone in Pinus. Male cone are yellow in color due to presence of yellow colored pollen grains. Students, in second image you can see female cone after maturation releases seeds, and when it's time the scales of the cone open and seeds fall to the ground. And in this image you can see release of the seeds from the female cone. You can compare naked and covered seed of angiosperm and gymnosperm with this image. You can see in case of gymnosperms, seeds are naked. They are released when cones are open, while closed cone bear immature seeds. But in case of angiosperm, you can see seeds are fully protected inside the ovary or in the fruit. Let's know some detail about the microsporangia. Students, male cone is much smaller than the female cone. Microsporangia are borne in pair at the base of papery scales. They contain many diploid microsporocytes, that is microspore mother cells, and they will form pollen after meiosis. Pollen grains then dispersed or pollinated to reach the female gametophyte. Next is megasporangia. Megasporangia borne in pairs at the base of scale of the cone. They comprises megasporocytes surrounded by the nutritive tissue, that is nucellus. Ovule comprises the megasporangium and nucellus surrounded by the seed coat. So in female cone you will find ovule that has megasporangium, that include megasporocyte plus nucellus plus integuments. all diploid like the tree itself. Megasporocytes undergo meiosis and produce haploid megaspore. You can see in this image ovulate cone, that is megasporangium. Students, for fertilization, pollen grains are transported to the ovule and they are generally transported by the wind. Students, next is evolution of an ovule. Retention of the megaspore within the megasporangium is the first step for the evolution of the ovule. The megasporangium no longer releases the spore. Reduction of the megaspore mother cell to one functional megaspore in the megasporangium. It involves formation of an endosporic megasporophyte that is no longer free living, means it is retained within the megasporangium. Formation of an integument for the protection that completely envelop the megasporangium except the micropyle, because this end is the receptive site for the pollen grains. Modification of the apex of the megasporangium to receive the microspore or the pollen grains are the necessary requirements for ovule formation. These are the requirements for the evolution of the ovule. Next is pollination and fertilization. Students, pollen grain, that is mature microgametophyte, is carried by the wind to the female cone and it stick to the fluid on the micropyle. After pollination, generative cell divide producing the spermatogenous cell and a sterile cell. Students, diploid megasporophyte, that is megaspore mother cell, undergo meiosis to produce 4 haploid megaspore. One form the female gametophyte and other three degenerate to provide nutrition to the developing female gametophyte. Mature gametophyte has 2 to 6 archegonia. Each contain 1 egg. Diploid nucellus and integument surround haploid megasporophyte. Micropyle open to the pollen chamber. You can see in this image micropyle, this pollen chamber surrounded by the integuments, and there is a prominent nucellus for the nutrient supply. Archegonia having egg and female gametophyte. Students, after fertilization, ovule develop into seed and seed have seed coat, nucellus which surround the embryo, micropyle, several embryonic leaves also called as seed leaves, 3 parts of the embryo that will form seed roots after germination. Students, in second image you can see mature ovule releases the seeds. Students, the female cone or megastrobili consists of many sterile brackets, scales and fertile ovuliferous scales, as you can see in Pinus. On the upper surface or in the axil of ovuliferous scales are present 1 to many ovules. Pollination is anemophilous. Female gametophyte is completely dependent on the sporophyte. Oospore has the ability to produce more than 1 potential embryos, and thus conifers show the phenomenon of polyembryony. Seeds are endospermic and winged with hard testa. 2 to many cotyledons are present in the embryo as in case of dicot. Evolution of seed. The seed habit arose by 365 million years ago by fusion of the vegetative tissue around the megasporangium. This additional protective layer is called an integument. The integument has a small opening, the micropyle, through which fertilization takes place. Following fertilization, the integument will become the seed coat. Students, let's know life cycle in conifers with reference to Pinus. Main plant body is sporophyte and it produces male and female cone on the separate branches. Male cone consists of microsporophylls which condense to form male cone. Microsporophyle then bear microsporangium and microsporangium bear microspore mother cell which after meiosis will produce pollen grains. Likewise, Seed cone are produced on the separate branches and they bear megasporophyll. Megasporophyll condense to form female cone. These megasporophyll bear obiliferous scales which will further produce egg. Students, Megasporangium having megasporocyte will undergo meiosis and produce 4 haploid megaspore. Out of these, 3 degenerate and 1 will function as the megaspore. Pollen grains produced in large number, they are yellow in color and they are dispersed by wind to reach the female gametophyte. As they are yellow in color, so forests appear yellow when pollination takes place, and this is called shower of sulfur. Pollen grains stick to the micropylar end and with the help of pollen tube they reach the egg. After fertilization they will produce zygote. Zygote then produce seed, and seed consists of integuments, stored food, seed coat and embryo. Embryo then germinate to form sporophyte. So this is the life cycle in case of Pinus. Students, let's compare gymnosperm with the angiosperm. With respect to pollination, angiosperm rely on the plants and animals for the pollination, while gymnosperm are solely anemophilous, means they are wind pollinated. Second point of difference is time from pollination to fertilization. Angiosperm pollinate and fertilize simultaneously, while gymnosperm pollen can often sit for a period of up to 15 months or more before fertilization occur. The pollen grains sit within the cone for this time. Next is double fertilization. In angiosperm, double fertilization takes place and end product of that is zygote and endosperm. So endosperm is triploid in angiosperm, while in gymnosperm no double fertilization takes place and endosperm is haploid and produced before fertilization. Fruits. Angiosperm produce fruit which covers the seed, while gymnosperm have naked seed without fruit. Some conifers do not produce cones with conspicuous scales. That is, Taxus species produce solitary ovule at the shoot tips, surrounded by a fleshy red covering, that is aril. And this aril is very sweetish in taste, so it is quite often edible. Podocarpus also produce fleshy coated seeds, but these are not open at the end. Fleshy covering arises from the integuments. Cypress and redwood seed cones are flat at the tip and narrow at the base, as you can see in these images. Next is economic importance of coniferates. Students, great importance is attached with the conifers mainly because of their utility to human being. They provide timber, resin and turpentine, railway sleeper, newsprint paper, dry fruits and medicine. Some of the conifer grown as ornamental trees. First is timber. Their timber is of universal importance. The timber is recognized for its durability, strength, lightness, elasticity and fineness to the grain, etc. The conifers are abundantly found and therefore the timber produced by them is the cheapest and the best. The seeds of the Pinus giardiana are called chilgoja, which are roasted and eaten. They are also added to some sweet dishes. This is image of the cone of the Pinus giardiana, and you can see dry roasted seeds of the Pinus giardiana. Except this ripened aril of Taxus contorta seed is edible. It is delicious and sweet in taste. It resembles fruit of the angiosperm. Except this bark of Taxus is used as a tea. Medicinal uses. The turpentine obtained from the root of all pine trees is antiseptic, diuretic or rubefacient and vermifuge. It is valuable remedy used internally in the treatment of kidney and bladder and is used both internally and as a rub and steam bath in the treatment of rheumatism. It is also very beneficial in the respiratory system and so is useful to treat diseases of the mucous membrane and respiratory complaints such as cough, cold, influenza and tuberculosis. Externally, it is very beneficial treatment for a variety of skin complaints, wounds, sores, burns, boils, etc. and is used in the form of plaster, herbal steam bath and inhaler. The wood is used in sweating, burning of the body, cough, fainting and ulcer. Student Taxol, an anticancerous drug, is obtained from the Taxus species. Next is resin and turpentine. Resin and turpentines are obtained from the coniferous tree on commercial scale. A well-known resin, Canada worms, is obtained from the Abies balsama. It is used as mounting medium for preparing permanent biological slides. They are a source of immense revenue to the government of India. Railway sleeper. Devdar wood is the strongest of the Indian conifers. Its primary use is in the railway sleepers. Average life of sleeper being 15 years. Except cedar oil is also obtained from the Cedrus devdara. Ornamental uses. Some of the conifers are used as a ornamental tree. You can see thuja, that is a beautiful garden plant and it is also planted in university campus. Next is image of Taxus baccata, that is also cultivated as a ornamental tree. In some places, Cedrus devdara or junipers are also grown as ornamental tree or hedge. Religious uses. Students, some conifers are considered sacred plant and they used in the worship. Junipers indica is used in worship as a dhoop in the Kinnaur district of Himachal Pradesh. Taxus contrata, its leaves are worshipped in the Janjali area of the Mandi district. Except this, its wood is also used in the temple making as well as preparation of deities. To conclude, I must say conifers are most diverse and familiar of the gymnosperms. They consist of about 50 genera of the trees with approximately 550 species worldwide. They include the world's tallest and longest plant, from moderate to the gigantic size. Conifers are never vines, herbs or annuals. They never have bulbs or rhizome. The leaves of conifers are always simple, being either needles or scales. They are perennials. So that's all about the reproduction and economic importance of the conifers. I hope you understood this topic. Thank you for listening.